So you're there, you're walking in. You've said this before. You've said he looked like a coward when you took him out.
Yeah.
Right? I think you said he was a coward. He acted like a coward. It reminds me of the speech President Trump gave after, who was it? Al-Baghdadi.
Yes.
He died like a dog.
Died like a dog.
Like a nice little dog. But he was crying. He was doing this. He died like a coward, you know? And he kept going and going and going, right? With this whole, the video that many of us have seen hundreds of times, it's almost comical when they do it, right?
Yeah, when they do it side by side.
Yeah, when they do it, and they say, this is how Obama announced the person died, and this is how Trump in 48 minutes, Obama went like 8 minutes or whatever it was, and he moves on, right? For you, when you're there, I've heard the stories many different times. I've watched, the podcast that you've done. How much training did you guys do going up into this, where the preparation of going in was role played so many times? Or because you don't know if the guy's moving that many times, it's a lot of audibles you have to call last minute.
It's more audibles reading off of each other. Like when I get asked, how did you guys clear a compound that big? Because we master the basics. If you get really good at the easy stuff, you're going to be fine. And there's no need to talk yourself into an ass kicking. So when I get asked that question, how'd you do it? I'm like, well, the guy in front of me went left, I went right, and we just did that over and over. So we were, just because of the combat, when we first started going to war in Afghanistan and Iraq, we just changed our tactics because basically before 9/11, there was fighting, Grenada and Panama and then a little bit in Desert Storm, but we were using Vietnam tactics. Once we started getting shot at by real people in mountains and deserts, you got to change everything up. But when we were told, this team who'd been probably 400 combat missions each, but we'd all been working together at least for 10 years each, when the commanding officer of SEAL Team 6 had us in a room and finally said, the reason you guys are here, is because this is as close as we've ever been to Osama bin Laden. The common answer was, cool. Can we go right now? Because we didn't need to train for it. Like we're ready to go. We know what we're doing. It's obviously the pilots are going to need to know the routes, or they're going to design the routes. They need to know where we're going, what the mountains are. But yeah, we were completely ready for it, and it wasn't. We trained on the outside. They had constructed a compound that looked like the outside, so we could get used to seeing what the exterior looked like. But the second anyone tried to say, well, here's what the inside, don't tell me what you think it looks like, because it won't. Don't tell me how many men, women, and children are there. Tell me how many people you've seen, and I will figure it out when I get there. It's like if you keep telling me, when we go in the front of his house, there's immediately going to be a left-hand turn. That's probably not the case. It'll be a right-hand turn. I don't want to get into situations.
You're saying this right here?
Yeah. So we wanted to know that, and that worked out well because we were supposed to drop part of my team off outside on the north end, and then we were going to the rooftop. But because of the complications with the weather, with the updraft, our pilot just put us off with the snipers again, and we knew from training off to our left is a double door. We'll just go through there and start the war from here. But don't want you to don't assume anything. My tactics are good, my team is great, and we'll figure it out when we get there. But we trained a lot, and that was more of to show the powers that be, this is what we offer. Because there were different kinds of bombing campaigns. There was a thing called the hammer throw, where we've seen a pacer, we can throw one bomb at him and hit him, but that's never going to work because bombs and grenades aren't like Hollywood, where one blows up and the whole house comes down and 50 people fly into the ditch. It's like, you're going to miss, he's going to run. And even President Obama was so cool. He said, I was never 100% convinced bin Laden was there, but after seeing you, I knew you could show up, find out, and come back.
He told you that?
He didn't tell me personally. He told us in a room at Fort Campbell, Kentucky after the raid. And that was just cool that he had that faith. Just go find out and come back safely.
How many people were in that Fort Campbell meeting?
Well, they had the 23 shooters, the air crews, most of the cabinet. Hillary Clinton did not show up.
This is post?
Yeah, this is after the raid, like a week later.
A week later, you're all in Fort Campbell, Kentucky.
Yeah, it was kind of awkward because a lot of these dudes to this day will never talk. You'll never hear from them. They want to live on a farm and whatever. And then it's, even that night we're there and it says SEAL Team 6 kills Osama bin Laden. A lot of guys are uncomfortable. And then all of a sudden we're doing these dog and pony shows, going everywhere to meet politicians and admirals and generals. And we had an award ceremony in Florida in front of a bunch of people. And guys are kind of like, this isn't good. So it was, and then we met President Obama, at Fort Campbell after a unit from the Army just got back, probably the 101st up in Campbell, and he, he met with them, talked to them, and secretively he could come to a room where we were, and that's when he told us that, which is kind of, he made some good calls that were, they weren't political at all, and it wasn't left or right, because like Secretary Gates is Republican, obviously more Democrats than Republicans, but they made a decision based on what is the right thing to do, and it was before an election. And even though 0 Dark 30 was fast, it was after the election. And if we screwed that up like President Carter did Desert One, you're not getting elected. And so this was not a political choice.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the movie is a little too fast to think about how quickly you produce something. Movies take 3 years, 3 to 5 years to make.
Yeah.
In 18, 19 months, you have it ready to go, and you got clearance from CIA, from everybody. Use some of those, stories. Who knows what
I
was
never thought of that either. Do they have stuff in place they're ready to already? Have they recorded it?
Well, apparently they'll say it was rewritten and they had to change the ending, and they were already working on it, and they bumped it up as their number one priority of a movie to make. Who knows? It's a lot of things that makes you question. But walk me through, when you go in the room and you finally see him, okay? Was there an initial shock, like, oh shit, we actually found him? Was there like boom, 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 boom?
No, it was
like super fast.
It started below the last set of stairs. The woman that found bin Laden was 100% right on every single person in there, even though no one at the agency believed her, which is crazy. But we're at the last set. The guy in front of me.
Who was the woman with CIA?
Yeah. The one the movie was based on. They called her Maya in the movie.
In real life, her name is not Maya.
I promised I would never describe her or say what her name is, but she was that cool, like that good.
Why was she that good?
I don't know. When the best part of the movie Zero Dark 30, Jessica Chastain nailed it. When she sat down to lunch with the director, Leon Panetta, played by James Gandolfini, and he said, "What else do you do for us?" And she said, "Nothing. I do this." That was just cool. That's kind of describes what she was like. She was there.
Did you ever meet her?
Oh yeah, she was the first person that we met when they told us it was bin Laden.
What was her personality like?
Serious. I didn't want you guys anyway. I wanted to bomb this. I know he's there 100%. We'd get done training on that site for 12 hours. Then we'd go back to our rooms and we'd all stand around a 2-scale model that someone had built of bin Laden's house. We would talk about the perfect plan. We'd discuss contingencies, and every night she would say something similar to, "Okay, guys, right now Osama bin Laden is on the 3rd floor of this house. I don't understand why we're not going. Have a good night. See you tomorrow."
No shit.
Yeah, she knew it, and it was the whole.
Who told her? What gave her that kind of confidence? Her team, or was she a one-man show? Was she like a?
No, it was a team. It was actually a team mostly of women. And they were working everything from Pakistan, from Afghanistan, from the States. I was running the outstations in Afghanistan. So we had all these stations on the border to run sources. In early of 2011, my 12th deployment at an agency base, I think the targeting team for bin Laden was there, and I didn't even know they were there.
Wow.
We were at a point there, like I would do battlefield interrogations on Al-Qaeda guys on target. And in between, like, who were the men in the house? What are their names? What are they doing? Blah, blah, blah. I would just sneak in. Where's Osama bin Laden? And we would both laugh at each other. Both of us, me and a terrorist. Because, like, no one knows. He's gone. And the agency women are right there, and they know it. They're just not saying anything. Like, it was almost to the point where the problem with a lot of these, like SEAL Team 6 and the agency, is that they make too many movies about us, making us look cool. We're not that cool. Well, this team was that cool. The agency team, they were that cool. So when we met her, she every night she would say stuff like that. She wanted to kill him. Because if we hit him with the Air Force's plan, like 22 JDAMs, Joint Direct Action Munitions, 2,000-pound bombs, no one's ever going to find out. She was like, "We don't need the DNA. I'm telling you who's there. We can kill him." And so she got to the point where the very first day after she was introduced, she had a PowerPoint brief explaining to us how she and the team found him. And it got to the point where, like, "Look, we just believe you. I don't need to hear this anymore. He's there." And so I was 100% sure. So at the end, going up the last set of stairs with one guy in front of me, it wasn't a bravery thing on my part. It's because the guy in front of me had taken a shot before I got there. And I got there as a 2-man.
How many seconds before you heard a shot you got up there?
Seconds. Because when we went up the
pow, boom, 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 you go up.
Well, no, he took the shots before.
I know what I'm saying is he takes the shot. You're automatically, why is he shooting? Let me go to where he's at.
The guys behind him, I was about 8 back, 7 back. They started clearing the second floor. His job as the number 1 man is pointing up. So he shot before I got to him.
Why did he shoot? What did he shoot at?
He saw some faces behind a curtain at the top of the stairs. He saw something.
And you were instructed, if you see it, take the shot.
Well, I mean, if you see bin Laden, we're going to shoot. Unless he came out of the shower, hands up, like naked. We're going to kill him. He's a suicide bomber. He's got to be. So I got to him, and my job is I want more, because bin Laden's up there, and I want 2 more dudes. I want 4 dudes. I'll take 2. And I'm ready to squeeze, and he just started saying to me, didn't know it was me, knows it's one of his guys, like, "We got to get up there." Not talking so much, but there's movements, because those are the suicide bombers. We can beat them. We got to go now. And for me, it wasn't bravery. It was like, I want to get this over with. I'm fucking tired of thinking about this. And I squeezed him, and we went through the stairs, and he ended up tackling 2 people that he thought were suicide bombers, which to me is amazing.
Who is he? You're the guy ahead
The guy in front of me. So he jumped on. I mean, this is Medal of Honor shit right here. Because I know we're going to blow up in the room. He jumps on people he assumes we're putting on vests.
Wow.
And because, again, left, right, he went this way, I turn here. Here's Bin Laden standing there. And he's holding his wife up. She was wounded. And I saw him and I was like, he's taller than I thought. He's skinnier. His beard's white. That's his nose. He's not surrendering. And all you need to do to set off a suicide vest that you're wearing is have the leads right here. And just touch them. So you can do the whole, I surrender, boom. And it's fast. I've seen suicide bombers, and they're very fast, very permanent, and scary and loud, and I'm not dealing with that. Like when I went up there, I was like, let's get it over with. I see him, I blast him. Shoot him again because, again, not like the movies. Shooting someone in the chest, they have a will to live, and they might survive. With a suicide bomber, especially as a sniper, you aim for the mouth, aim for the forehead, you got to cut him down. And that's just what I did with him, and then move the wife out of the way, and Bin Laden's at the bottom of the bed too, and even with I'm kind of going off the story here. I love to talk about the humanity of people everywhere. Most people in a combat zone are not combatants. At this moment, after I shot Bin Laden and moved his wife, I looked down and his 2-year-old son Hussein was there, and I'm a father, and I remember my first thought in Bin Laden's house was this poor kid has nothing to do with this. It's like almost like, what is going on here? Then I move them and I turn around. I'm going to go back and get the pictures, but I sort of hesitate just for a second because we're going to die, but shit. And one of my guys, the other CEOs, I was the only guy in his room for a couple of seconds. Other guys were coming in, and one of my guys stopped me and he goes, hey, you good? And I said, what do we do now? And he said, now we find the computers. We do this every night, man, hundreds of times. I said, you're right. Holy shit. And he goes, yeah, you just killed Osama bin Laden. Your life just changed. Get to work.
Is he the commander?
No.
Were you reporting to him? Or?
No. He was another dude coming in the room. So I'm assuming most guys got into the room eventually. So this was one of the guys from my team. Obviously, I'm not going to say who. But
he's a SEAL Team 6.
Yeah. These were all, at this point, these are all SEAL Team 6 guys.
Out of everybody that went in, you guys are all SEAL Team 6?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the 89-90? Or how many people total was that?
On the mission? 23.
23. And then there's another...
Well, we had one guy that wasn't, and I still don't know who he was, but he spoke fluent Urdu without an accent, which I think is just badass. Here's some dude that he can carry a gun. He's really good. He's a shooter. He speaks Urdu. He's an American. It's like, I want to know who this dude is, because that's... Like, here's a guy that... It shouldn't be talking about the guys that killed Bin Laden. That was easy. Go shoot a guy. Who's this dude? That's awesome.
So you kill him. The wife is not dead yet.
No,
she didn't die. Mm-hmm. The son is how old then?
He was 2. I think Khalid on the stairs was 19 or 20.
Khalid on the stairs were 19 or 20. Mm-hmm. The son is 2. That son today is 16 years old. Mm-hmm. Do you ever have nightmares of thinking about that kid coming after you?
I don't have nightmares about him. I and again, this is me being an optimist. I hope he has learned, like, this is not the way to go. I mean, and again, like, I'm not looking for it. And, if they come looking for me, the next guy I kill will be in my own house. I don't want it to come to that. But I know how to deal with them. And it is what it is. I mean, because I'd heard, again, rumors. I'd heard that Bin Laden was even talking to his kids about don't get into this line of work. I've heard Nur Bin Laden, I think, who was his cousin, who said something similar to, well, if you line up 10 members of any family, there's going to be an asshole. He was ours. So I don't know. I mean, I don't want a Bin Laden showing up in New York, but it is what it is.
What is the kid's name? The 2-year-old at the time?
I think it's Hussein.
Hussein Bin Laden.
I believe so.
So Hussein Bin Laden, can you pull him up? Hussein Bin Laden, he is born in 2008, which makes sense. Wife. So Hussein Bin Laden, can you go on his account, on his profile? If we go to him, what did the FBI say about him? FBI said nothing. It's just Osama bin Laden. Family background. Osama bin Laden was famously known as the elder brother of Osama bin Laden. No, that's a different one. That's a different one. We're talking about the one that was there. Okay. And let me ask, at the time when this happened and you took out bin Laden, is he the first 10 people you've killed in your life?
No.
Or you've been there many times?
Yeah, a lot. Well, he wasn't even the last guy I killed with that gun.
He wasn't the last guy?
No, I did another deployment because we did the bin Laden raid on May 1st, May 2nd, 2011. And we went through an emotional roller coaster with, hey, we did it. Then our names are, not our names, but the SEAL Team 6 is out. Then, but it's a high because we chopped the head off the snake. And then in August, Extortion 17 was shot down. We lost 30 guys, 30 Americans.
What was that all about? That's a very weird story.
Right, and that's where the conspiracies come in. That because people don't. It was months apart, and they say, well, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama had SEAL Team 6 killed to shut them up, which is ridiculous.
But if you don't mind kind of going through this, because it was the single biggest event of the most, people getting killed, not tier 1.
Oh yeah.
Soldiers getting killed on an operation, and it was the shots fired came down from who?
The bad guys?
The resulting killed 38 people.
Yeah.
And a military working dog on board, including 17 U.S. Navy SEAL, 2 U.S. Air Force pararescue, and you had a couple combat patrol. I mean, this was
huge.
This was huge.
Well, I talked to some of the guys involved. Actually, we backfilled them at Fort Operating Base Shank, where they took off from. And there was a conversation between, I want to say, Jonas Kelsall, who was the commanding officer, and Lou Langlis, who was the Master Chief. And because they're going in on a quick reaction force, which is dangerous, and they knew where they were going in the Tangi Valley, and they normally have 2 helicopters, but they said something along the lines of the second one's definitely going to get shot down. The first one might not. So they put everybody on 1 helicopter. And it had nothing to do with the bin Laden raid. But people want to, just because it was SEAL Team 6, everyone from the bin Laden raid is still alive. And then but we lost the best guys we had on Extortion 1-7. Like, we look at those dudes, that's not quite 1,000 years, but hundreds of years of combat experience you can't get back. And anyway, I did go back for them with a different squadron, and I finished up in Afghanistan, 2012. Hey, what is up? This is Robert J. O'Neill, former SEAL Team 6 operators. I was fortunate to be on some of the most high-profile missions in our very long war on terror, but I am now on Minect, and you can connect with me there, and we can literally talk about anything. You can text, we can do video calls, I can give you messages, and go to Minect, find me. Literally nothing is off limits. Any crazy questions you have that you may or may not want the answers to, I'm more than happy to do it. So find me on Minect. Again, this is Robert J. O'Neill. See you there.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.